So this is Casey, and this is my oldest.
The oldest.
Yes, Michael, or Mike, or whatever else we feel like calling him today. We have 6 bottles sitting here on the counter. You can probably notice what they are.
Yeah, I noticed.
What do they all have in common?
Tequila.
Tequila. What else do they all have in common?
Reposado.
Reposado. So what does reposado mean?
By all means.
Aged longer.
Close. Rested. It literally means rested. So in order to be a reposado, the Blanco tequila has to go into an oak barrel for at least 6 weeks. Okay, so what other tequila is it? What's the next step up? Añejo.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Añejo literally means old
reposado.
tequila,
Okay.
right? Well rested. So this is at least 6 months. This is 6 weeks. This is at least 6 months, and it can be up to 5 years. And actually, some artisan tequilas now that are over 15 years. So these are all reposados, but they share nothing else in common. They're all made in Mexico. They're all 100% blue agave. There are some nuances in the barreling process, and consequently, there's a lot of different aromas and tastes here. There's also a big disparity in price tags. So the least expensive of the group is Milagro, right? You're familiar with Milagro. You guys have it at the bar.
Yep.
So have you ever smelled it?
I don't think we have the reposado though.
Yeah, you do.
We do. Oh, it's
Okay.
caramely.
It is. Good note you caught. So that is generally in, most of these are kept in wine barrels, but not all the same caliber. So this is a less expensive reposado. Realistically, this should be around $30, okay, for a bottle. Now, you know what that smelled like? This is the next in the price line. Okay? Hornitos, okay, which this is from Sausa. Now, Sausa was originally the company that eventually became Fortaleza. But
Just
they sold.
let the people know I never indulged on $25 bottles of Hornitos Reposado in my young 20s.
Yeah, now
Never
that's
did
the
I
other
ever.
thing. You can get a bottle of Reposado on sale for around $25.
You sure can. And it does the job.
Okay. Now, I noticed you kind of went, when you smelled it, it's a little harsher smell, right? Also a little harsher taste. Okay, so next in price point is this one. Now, this one is very different from all the others that are sitting here. This is a Don Roberto. This is a double cask reposado, which means it comes out of one barrel, goes into a second barrel, and that second barrel is actually a wet Chardonnay barrel. So it still has some wine in the barrel, and consequently, you're going to smell some white wine and tannin. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like that one, but the wine eases up
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's a lot softer.
One of my favorite tequilas.
I don't know. It reminds me of like nail polish.
So that's around $42-ish. The next one is a brand new to the market. Matthew McConaughey's tequila.
What?
Pantalones.
Yeah.
He and his wife got together on this. I also have their Añejo up here.
Their ad is
Now,
like
you mean,
riding on
hold on.
motorcycles.
We got to pause everything for a second here. You mean to tell me I've drank Long Branch for all these years?
Good question.
And I didn't
This is
know
new.
I'm glad
that they now have a tequila
I'm glad
product.
you mentioned that. So he is no longer involved with Long Branch.
What?
Right? He and Wild Turkey have parted ways.
I'll be darned.
He and his wife are both big tequila drinkers. And in fact, that's how they met. So they got involved in this
He
deal.
made a
Wow.
pickle martini out of that.
Yeah.
And it was super good.
This stuff is incredible. So
Wow.
So that is aged longer, obviously. Your brother liked it better
Yeah.
than this one. But this is one of my new favorites. So when you smell this, I'm not going to tell you what you smell. I'm going to see if you get it, because it's a very different smell than any other tequila. Smell it. Sweetness. Yeah. Honey.
Ah,
And it tastes like honey. because of the bees.
I don't know if I trust that it tastes like honey.
I don't know. I
Okay.
feel like it's a good thing because we have the fire sling at the
So the next one in
barrel,
line,
and it's bullet rye and honey, and the
Right.
honey coats the bullet rye and gives it a nice
next one is
aftertaste.
1800. Everybody's heard of 1800.
Oh yeah.
This is one of the most popular reposados that's still on the market in the U.S. Quite frankly, it's incredibly overrated, and the plastic cap irritates me. But it's not bad. But for the price, this is $45. This is $65.
Oh, good grief! For 1800?
Yeah, that's like Hornitas. Very
Very,
acetone.
good. I never thought of that word. That's a good word.
See, this is the type of crap that you use when your dad takes you to Vegas on your 21st birthday,
Yeah.
and you want to pour it into an oyster because you're not losing anything.
Yeah, I remember very well. You don't. You were out at like 10 o'clock.
Hey, I had a good time, or so I heard.
39. I'm gonna go up there.
So the last one is Fortaleza. Now, good luck getting a bottle of this.
Yeah,
There
of
aren't any.
course.
That's why we only have the Blanco.
Right.
Last month.
Well, actually, I don't think you have any of
I
that.
feel like you probably killed
I
it.
did. I drank the last of it. I think they've still got some cast strength.
I was
So-
gonna say they have the still strength one. Yeah.
So this is very unique.
It kind of smells like it has that
I'm just taking my time with this
honey
one.
flavor to it.
It kind of does, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute.
I was gonna say because they smell kind of similar.
So here's something kind of
It's
interesting.
very light.
These 3 tequilas are all neighbors.
Oh yes, and this one's
Okay.
in the middle, and it gets
Right.
Yep, he told me about this
Okay.
already.
So because they're neighbors, you're going to see some influences here. Now, since I don't have a reposado of the Ambar here, we're not going to mix in a Blanco because the Blanco is very different.
Yes, it is.
But there's some nuances that come from both of these into this because of the fact their fields are neighbors. So that's one of the unique things. All right. So what I want to do is we're going to play a little game, and we're going to taste a couple of these. Now we're not going to bother with this. This is made in Jalisco. Okay, most of these are made pretty close to Jalisco. And the reason is all of them come from the same province of Mexico. Guess what that area is called? Tequila. So, like, that's where the word comes from.
I want to go to Mexico again so bad. I've been twice.
All right, so we're going to do
and,
a
Chicxulub.
little of the Don Roberto. And a little of Pantalones. For those of you watching and wondering what in the hell we're talking about, Pantalones, by the way, means pants. Yes. The running joke is it's good with your pants on or off.
I was about to say, I don't like to be told how to wear my pants, or if I have to wear them at all.
You should see the ad that McConaughey's done with his wife for the tequila.
Oh, I will now.
They're riding on motorcycles.
And I
with
appreciate you
them.
telling me
It's
that.
all
I
great.
didn't know that Matthew McConaughey went to a new product.
All right, so this is the Don Roberto.
Oh, you moved it to
This
the
is the
middle, didn't you?
Fortaleza. No. Did I?
Yes, you
This is
did.
Pantalones.
Yeah, that's Pantalones.
This is
You
Pantalones.
just put it in the middle, just to help.
Oh, I can smell them and tell you which is which.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Pantalones, this is Don Roberto, and this is the Fortaleza.
Mhm.
Now, I don't care which one you start with. Just understand that they're very different.
Mhm.
So this is going to be the most subtle flavor. This is going to be the strongest flavor, and this one's going to be the sweetest
Nice.
flavor.
Palate cleanser.
Okay?
Okay.
So, and I have limes, if you want a lime. All right, so but you don't want to, we're not shooting tequila.
Yeah, I don't want a lime.
Sip it, yeah.
So
That's
pick
why
one
I
you want
like
to start
the
with and
limes.
tell me what your thoughts are.
I'm going to start subtle, and I'm
Okay.
going to take a sip, and then
With
give
the Don
you,
Roberto.
and then I'm going to
Okay.
give you time to take a sip before I start saying
And
that.
then I'll,
Okay.
then I'll help.
It's not that bad.
So I definitely pick up on how subtle it is. There's some sweetness in there. It's I I'm curious to see what the sweetness comes from these.
So the biggest difference you're going to get here is the dry finish, and that's from the white wine tannin.
I was just going to say that's what it reminded me of.
Right. It's almost like a buttery Chardonnay is the finish. When I was studying in Mexico, we drank a lot of this. A lot, because it was produced very close to the university. All right. So now I want you to try the very expensive one, which is going to be a very different flavor. And we're going to end with the sweet.
Okay.
Now, I'll tell you right now, your brother didn't like this.
Really?
Because he thought it was too sweet. And he loves that.
The age gives it a little more bite?
He loved the añejo, but he didn't care for the Reposado, and it's one of my favorites.
What? So, I know you're telling me this one's got a little more bite.
It is.
That one is.
But the aroma is
But it's also not, it's aged differently. It's not double cask.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, it's not even a competition.
Well, it's also it's also $180 a bottle.
I mean,
if you can get one.
I just have to say this. First of all, when I put my nose up to the glass looking for the aroma, it is so soft.
Yeah, you don't.
It's almost like not even apparent that it's there.
Yeah, you don't get hit with the agave.
Then when you taste it, it's this liquid goodness that has no bite like the previous one. And maybe it's just my palate, but my palate got more warmth from maybe the dry
especially
finish.
on the end.
Yes.
Because the dry wine, the white wine finish.
I couldn't catch any warmth or heat in
so
that
what I'm trying to express to you is what's interesting about tequila is like bourbon. There are so many nuances. As long as you're not drinking Jose Cuervo, okay, and even there, I mean, if you're in. I thought I had a tradition.
There's nothing wrong with the Tradicional, but it's not great.
It's not the same thing. It's like a $4 bottle of wine versus a $400 bottle of wine. The only thing they have in common is grapes. Okay, Same thing here. Now I want you to taste this. This is one of the most unique tequilas.
Pantalones.
One of the most unique tequilas that's not flavored that I've ever tasted.
So before I take my taste, I have
to.
I want to ask one question. One thing that makes Ambar special is the fact that dragonflies pollinate the agave. You told me this is a neighboring plantation. When you said there's a little bit of a cross, you said there was a bit of a cross.
Honeybees.
Do any of those dragonflies and honeybees go to that plant? Okay. Yeah. Wow. I'm already with you. I'm excited.
And it's the barrels they use.
Okay.
The honey really coats it. That's nice. That's very enjoyable.
Oh wow, that is so sweet.
Right? Isn't that amazing?
But it's not.
But it's not.
Once again, it's not
sweet.
I'm not gonna lie. I just took a full swig of tequila right there.
Yeah.
But there's no heat. I immediately. No. I don't have any cringing or anything on my face.
With the first one, you get the dryness and a little bit of the he liked to say heat. It's really the dryness from the white wine. So you do get a little of that, almost like a Kentucky hug like you get from bourbon.
Yeah, right? The hug.
With this one, with the second one, absolutely not.
None.
Right? Fortaleza was like drinking water that tastes like agave.
Yeah.
And here, it's like drinking honey water.
You know what's crazy? As you're talking, as I'm breathing air in my nose, I am getting more of that sweet flavor, like honey syrup coating my tongue.
Isn't that incredible?
It's like syrup coating my tongue. It's awesome.
So that's where we get to this big question. Okay, and for those watching, I am a tequila junkie, as I've already told you.
Yeah.
So if we go back to that original list of tequilas, if I can buy this for $25, it makes decent cocktails.
Right.
In fact, the best thing you can do with it is mix it with ginger ale. Absolutely outstanding. You should always have ginger ale at your bar because it mixes with everything.
Yes, it does.
I can buy this for around $35-ish, and it's good. But again, it's best if mixed. Makes a really good margarita. Makes a great Paloma. Mixes really well with ginger ale.
I was going to say, not to be rude to Milagro, but at my bar, I use it as my house tequila.
Yeah.
It's a great house tequila.
I can buy this for $60, and it looks good on a shelf. But if you don't have a display shelf, it's just useless.
It's just $1,800.
Kind of like Clase. I mean, Clase tequila is very good. But is it worth $300 for a hand-painted bottle? So that's this one. Then we get to this group. $40.
Wow.
And you get a really interesting tequila with an interesting flavor with the wine. $45.
For the Reposado?
Right.
Okay.
Or around 200. So if all
are they
these,
all in the same price range? Or are they all about 45, or does it
in their line, the Blanco is going to run you about 35-ish.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's 40. It was 38 or something like that. This one's 45, and then this one's 50.
Okay.
So
it's like a $5.
Yeah, so
they age it longer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Investing more of their time to age the tequila to that flavor.
But that's ridiculously low for that quality.
But yes,
I was
it
going
is.
to say,
It's incredibly low.
So the question becomes, if you're looking for a Reposado and you're going to drink it straight, or you're going to mix cocktails with it, or whatever you're going to do with it, what is your best choice, would you say, for an all-around usage? Would it be spending $200 because it looks good on the shelf? Right? If you can get one, in fair mind, you're not going to get one.
Right.
And if you're the type of connoisseur who really appreciates
Right.
the value of that, of course.
Right.
But in my opinion, for the regular consumer, I get that this is 25, but the flavor profile difference you receive from these for just a little more money.
That extra $20.
What I'm trying,
and this is your personal shelf.
Right. And what I'm trying to tell people is there's nothing wrong with these.
No.
They make great cocktails.
Yes, they do.
And they look good on the shelf, especially if you have a tequila wall. But if you want real value and you want some flavors that you're just not going to find in other stuff, head to a Total Wine and pick up one of these. I mean, these are in the U.S. right now. They are exclusively available at Total Wine. This will be available in other places not very long, but right now it's exclusively Total Wine. Who knows on this one? I mean, I used to drink it in Mexico all the time, and then when it finally showed up at Total Wine, I was excited. But if you can pick these up at your local liquor store, if you can go to a Total Wine for $45.
Yeah, no, that's a very fair price.
1,000%.
Especially this.
I thought that was going to be like $50, $60.
You know, maybe not.
Just because
maybe not everyone is used to spending that type of money for liquor, which is fine. But I will say, for me as a consumer who is used to spending around $35 to $60 for a good bottle of whiskey, this is the same.
You mean like a Blanton's?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Funny. This guy. Big jokes. If anyone out there can find Bill Stout's son a bottle of Blanton's for $60, you take my number. I beg you.
So that's it for today. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like, share, subscribe, please. And again, if you have a cocktail you want me to make, let me know. I'll do it. I am going to do a deal coming up real quick about why you need ginger ale at your bar. And yes, mine is 0 sugar, but you can use regular ginger ale, because this stuff is like the instant fix-all for everything. It's good with just about anything at the bar. And the best part about it is it makes it so you can enjoy your cocktail a little bit longer. So for now, that's it. Eat fabulous. See you soon.